The lost trade routes of the Sahara, we will talk about it today, so watch it till the end. Around 10,000 years ago, the Sahara wasn't a desert at all. It was actually green, wet and full of life. This period, known as the African humid period, lasted thousands of years. Rainfall turned the region into a vast savanna, with rivers, lakes and even hippos. Prehistoric people hunted, herded cattle and travelled across this green Sahara. And you know, where there is movement, there is trade. Early signs of exchange, obsidian, shells and ceramics, show us that long-distance trade may have begun even in Neolithic times. As the climate dried, communities adapted. Nomadic groups started trading between the north and south of the Sahara. Early exchanges weren't just about goods, they were about survival. Communities traded cattle, leather, stone tools and rare resources like salt. These weren't empires but networks, small, mobile and remarkably resilient. Some of these early traders may have influenced or evolved into later, more complex societies. One of the first major players in Saharan trade was the Garamantes. Based in what's now southwestern Libya, they flourished from around 500 BCE to 400 CE. They built sophisticated underground irrigation systems called fogaras, allowing them to farm deep in the desert. But they weren't isolated. They traded with both Romans to the north and African communities to the south. Archaeological finds show Roman amphorae, Sub-Saharan artifacts, and evidence of a vibrant, connected society. Centuries before Islam arrived. So what exactly were they trading? Some of the most valuable items were salt, mined from deep desert pits, essential for preserving food and honestly for human survival. From the south came gold, ivory, kola nuts, ostrich feathers and enslaved people. From the north came textiles, weapons, Roman glassware and ceramics. This wasn't just local commerce. This was the beginning of a trans-Saharan economy that would later fuel entire empires. But how did they move goods across such hostile terrain before camels? Early traders used donkeys and oxen, traveling in smaller groups and sticking to seasonal routes. These paths followed water sources and were navigated by the stars. It was dangerous. The Sahara wasn't yet mapped, and a wrong turn could be fatal. That all changed with the arrival of one animal, the camel. Domesticated in Arabia and arriving in North Africa around the 3rd century CE, the camel transformed Saharan trade. Strong, enduring, and perfectly adapted to desert life, camels allowed for long-distance caravans that could carry tons of goods. Trade exploded. New trade hubs like Tadmeka, Ordogust and Gao emerged. But all this happened before the Islamic Golden Age, proving that Africa was already moving, innovating and connecting. By the time Islam spread into North Africa in the 7th century CE, it didn't start Saharan trade, it expanded it. The foundations were already in place, the roots, the people, the economies. Islam brought unity, literacy and Arabic. But the trade networks were ancient. They reached as far as Nubia, Carthage and even across to the Nile. This was a pre-Islamic commercial highway hiding in plain sight. Today, much of this ancient Saharan history lies buried beneath the sand, uncovered only by satellite images, archaeologists, and the oral histories of desert tribes. What we're discovering is a vast, interconnected Africa, rich in trade, complexity, and legacy. And it challenges the myth that Africa was isolated before outsiders arrived. The truth is, Africa was never disconnected. It was always moving. Thanks for watching. If this journey through lost African trade routes fascinated you, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment below with your favorite fact, and hit subscribe for more untold stories from history's hidden corners. We're just getting started, and the past has many more secrets to share.